Boo you.
What is up, Lions Nation? It's the Soul Man. That's the Statman. Down there is MCR. And this is the We Are Lions Nation podcast post-game show. Lions getting it done in OT. We got a lot to talk about tonight. We got the Lions Inside Scoop. Statman's player of the game, which I think everyone knows who that's going to be. And a lot more cool things tonight. It's going to be fun. No, we do not have the 10-play drive tonight, unfortunately, because not all of our crew is here. But, Statman.
Let's start that countdown, Soul Man.
And here we are.
Yes, we are. We're all here.
I bet you guys can't guess who's in the comments.
Ben.
Oh, Marco?
Marco!
Marco Polo.
Hey, what's up, Marco?
Marco is actually in the comments before we even went on the air.
I'm kind of
What's going
disappointed I
on,
wasn't on the
Marco?
show for you, man. Just feeling under the weather, not feeling very good, but I'm 100% today, so ready to rock the show out.
So one announcement that I think that we decided was we are going to be doing our pregame show for Thanksgiving right before the game on Thanksgiving Day. So special show for you guys. It's going to be fun. Can't wait to go on right before the game. It's going to be exciting.
Catch y'all there.
Hey, Dustin, this message is for you. Just a quick note in case you're watching. Next week, you are once again eligible to come play the 10-play drive if you would like. Just letting you know. Dar is in the house, says hopefully we play better Thursday.
And Dar, we actually have an open spot for the contestant this Friday. If you want to finally come on, you say you could beat us. So let's see what you got, brother.
Your knowledge to the test against me, Statman, and P-Dubs.
Marco said, all good, Statman.
Much love, man.
Subscribers, guys, we are at currently 343 subscribers.
Holy shit.
On that march to 500. Also, we got 19 people in here, boys, just now. Hey,
Awesome.
we did hit a milestone, but before that, make sure if you're not subscribed to hit that subscribe button and like and share with all of your Lions family and friends out there. Hey, but we're not just Lions, we're NFL too, but primarily Lions. Today marks our 5 years that this has been a channel on
Wow.
YouTube.
5-year anniversary.
Crazy to think that 5 years ago this started.
I know, and
It's
it just
been a
started with me and you on Spotify on friggin' just voice
It's
only.
been, you know what? I could say that it's been up and down throughout those years, but I think we have got this podcast where we want it now, and everything seems to be going really good, and I'm really happy about how it's going. And I just want to make a shout out to my crew, Statman, MCR, and P-Dubs. Thank you guys for being here for the ride and all your hard work in 5
Not
years.
a problem, man. Not a problem. I know I got brought in this year, but I enjoy doing this, and the numbers are going up, and that's what matters. It's made strides from being an audio to live video, and then you brought in new people like me. I'm new this year, so
And and that comes out to Statman being as loyal as you've been, but the people that have been here since day one, like for instance, Dar has literally been here since day one, doesn't really miss much of our shows. So Dar, shout out to you for always being there and supporting us, and everybody else, Candace, all you guys out there that have been here for the whole time, and all
Yeah.
the new people.
And Andy, I just want to say thank you for bringing me on because, I think you had like a few episodes before you brought me on to the voice only on Spotify. And man, it's been a life-changing experience doing this. I love talking Lions football. I love talking football in general, but mostly about the Lions, obviously. But yeah, it's awesome, man, to get together with the crew and shoot the shit, have fun, and do something you love to talk about, man. And it's a
Yeah,
dream
and
come true, man.
the last thing I will say on this is this kind of funny. The other day at work, I was asked by the girl at work. She said, "Why do you even do that? Why do you?" Because we were talking about my buddy, the podcast, and she goes, "Why do you do it?" And my buddy said, "Oh, they do it for the money." And I said, "Absolutely not." I said, "I do it to hang out with my friends and talk football." And this podcast is more to me than anything. It's just my time to be with you guys and to talk football and just hang out. Like that's what this is about. So
And
for me,
if
it's a
anybody
getaway.
really and if anybody really wants to know, we pay money to do this. Like
Yeah.
we are completely invested in this. We don't make money on this. We spend money on this. We want to make it the best podcast for anybody to listen to. We're not one of those sit there and read a script or a prompter. We're completely off the books. We're just kind of ad-libbing everything, but we make everything make sense. We talk about the sport. We talk about football. We want your guys' input, so we bring in the comments to talk about you guys and what you guys have to say because we appreciate everybody's opinions. And even if you're got an opinion from another team, that we're playing or that we played it bad against or that beat us, and you want to rub it in, go ahead. It's part of the game.
We love that. Actually, we bring it on. Any Giants fans out there watching right now? Come on in. Let's hear what you got to say. That was a hell of a game this past weekend. Lions took that one into overtime after being behind and ended up pulling it off. So yeah, it was crazy. Before on that note, though, we
All right,
do
I'm back.
we do a lot of fun things for our viewers. We got the 10-play drive trivia contest. If you enter that contest and you come on the show and you play, you are automatically entered in to win a piece of signed memorabilia. I think it's a helmet, correct, Statman?
Yeah, mini helmet.
By the one and only Calvin Johnson, Megatron. And all you got to do is play the game. Even if you lose the game, you still get entered in to win that. You're for a chance to win that. So that's what we're all about here at We Are Lions Nation Podcast, just making it fun for everybody else who comes on.
And it's more money that I'm spending for this podcast, for you guys, for viewers. Get in here, watch us, hang out, talk shit. I don't care. Just be here.
Well, like Marco said, their first and only lead happened in OT, which was wild.
Yeah, it's insane. Game was rough.
I don't want to get into the numbers because we got all that coming up, but let's just go over to you, MCR, first with your inside scoop. During that, right after that, we'll take a listen to what Dan Campbell had to say after the game as well.
Alrighty, so the injuries that happened during the game this past Sunday against the Giants, Khalif Raymond, he suffered a left ankle injury, and he was ruled out for the rest of the game. As of right now, he is listed as questionable for Thursday's game against the Green Bay Packers. So we hope that he has a speedy recovery and we can get him back on the field. And then also, I have other news, non-injury related. Jared Goff has made history, throwing a touchdown in 11 straight games for this year, then also finishing last year with a couple games. He now has 17 games with straight touchdowns per a touchdown a game. And he made franchise history, the third time that has happened in Lions franchise history. Jared Goff making history. And yeah, like I said, he's thrown for 11 touchdowns, a touchdown a game in the past 11 games. So pretty much 11 touchdowns. But so that's pretty big news right there. And then Amon-Ra St. Brown has caught his 500th catch, 500 receptions for Amon-Ra St. Brown. That is pretty big news too. So we're making some history here. We got players, another player we can talk about is Gibbs. Gibbs is on that mark of surpassing Barry. I don't know if he's quite done it yet, but he's very, very close if he hasn't done it yet.
Yeah,
So,
and we're not. Hold on. I'll hold your thought on Gibbs because I know Statman's got a bunch of stuff when it comes to Gibbs. But I do want to throw in here. I want to interrupt you because there's a comment in here from. God, I cannot read that. Trilogy, I think is what it says. Statman, I'm going to go to you. Are the Vikings regretting picking J.J. McCarthy?
Hey, Tridrit Blag. Yeah, I think they are. They had Danny Dimes and Sam Darnold on the roster last year. They let both of them go.
Oh,
There goes my dog.
see what happens when we're live.
Statman's down.
I think the regret. Damn dog pulled my damn cord out. All right. We're going hands now. Because he broke my mount for my phone. So, yeah, they're regretting it for sure because Danny Dimes, Sam Darnold, they're having hell of a season right now. And I guarantee they're wishing they had him back on the roster, especially Justin Jefferson. That dude is pissed off right now. He's not getting fed the ball like he used to. And that dude likes to eat. So, yeah, I would say they're regretting it pretty big.
Yeah, and if Wentz would have never got hurt, they would still be starting Wentz over J.J. McCarthy. So, you put all that together, I think they would favor Wentz over McCarthy. But, just like Statman touchdown, I don't know why they would let Sam Darnold go. Sam Darnold's a great quarterback, especially if he has a weapon like Justin Jefferson, the damage that he could do with that. I mean, it didn't make sense to me why they would get rid of him. But, yeah, I agree that the Vikings, they either need to find somebody else to come in and maybe replace Wentz and McCarthy, maybe keep McCarthy as a backup. I think he's a decent backup, but far as a starter in this league, no. And that's my opinion on it.
Well, Dar had a couple comments here that I want to get to. He said our defense looked like dog shit, and then he said we definitely didn't win that game. Giants lost it. That was Dar's opinion on that. And then Marco said, I'm hearing rumblings out here that Minnesota might go after Mac Jones this offseason, which would be probably probably be a way better fit for Minnesota, having him compared to J.J. McCarthy's just been bad. He had a couple good minutes, I would say, but nothing to write home about.
It's not the right system for him. The way that Minnesota runs is not what he's used to. He came from that Michigan system, Jim Harbaugh, and stuff like that. It's not a system that he's used to. So I think that's where he's having his struggles. Maybe with a different team, maybe J.J. McCarthy could play better, but as far as how Minnesota runs their offense, it's not fit for J.J. McCarthy, as we can all see.
Did you catch all that?
Yeah, I did catch all that. I was just trying to fix my difficulty here. I got my phone taped up to my ring light, so we're good to go.
No, I just wanted to make sure that you could hear still that way because Marco had that comment in there as well.
Mac Jones going to Minnesota, that would be something to see. I mean, who knows? The offseason is a crazy time of the year, I tell you that.
Look, there are times where quarterbacks come into the NFL and they just don't end up being that good. Is that the case for J.J. McCarthy? I don't know. Would he be a better fit in a different team? Maybe. We've seen that happen quite a few times. Sam Darnold, for one, is one. Yeah. Like that does happen. So maybe Minnesota is just not for him. Maybe the coaching's just not working for him. But in the end, JJ McCarthy just not playing good, hands down.
Well, maybe Kirk Cousins will do better if he goes back to the Vikings. He played pretty good there.
Dar said Rodgers to the Vikings next season.
The Dolphins should try to get JJ McCarthy because the way that Minnesota runs, it's not suited for him. But Miami might be a fit for him, and they might have a new head coach too. We already know the owner's gone, so we're just waiting for the season to dwindle down. Maybe Miami might be a better suitor or Las Vegas. So there's potential there that they could trade, get a draft pick, something for him, if he's a bust.
It's kind of hard.
Go ahead, Statman.
It's kind of hard to determine what teams are going to do because it's not even close to the offseason yet. Because right after the end of the season, you start seeing things like, are they going to re-sign this guy? Are they going to let him go? Is he going to be a free agent? So many different things happen in the offseason as soon as the season ends. So we'll have to just wait and see. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens with some of these teams.
Yeah, and before we get to Statman's player of the game, since we were talking about player milestones with Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jared Goff, we have another one here as well for Jack Campbell. He is making history on his own, becoming the first Detroit Lions player since at least 1994 to record a season with 100 tackles, 4 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. Now, I know later we're going to look at the defensive numbers and things like that, but Statman, MCR, this is if I know who your player of the game is, Statman, and in my head, if you had to pick one on the other side, it's him. It's Jack Campbell. The way that he's been playing, lights out. That guy's lights out.
Yeah, he's definitely became the leader of that defense, calling audibles at the line of scrimmage. But you have to also see this last game was probably our worst defensive performance. I think it was our worst defensive performance against the Giants. But Jack Campbell, he's always a shining light anytime, even if the defense is playing bad. He's always making plays, always wrapping guys up, and he plays the game the right way.
I feel like he's always there. Like if the ball carrier is being tackled, most of the time it's him, like doing it. And what I love about him is that a running back will hit him and he just stops him like dead, and they don't go anywhere usually when he hits him. I don't know. I feel like he has become a very good linebacker for this team. We have Mog 11995 or 1995 says, from Indianapolis, go Eagles.
Oh,
got ourselves an Eagles fan in the house.
Man, that was a rough loss for you guys last night. I thought you guys had that in the bag.
I did too.
The Cowboys came back down 21 and ended up winning. That, I don't know. You got to be a little upset about that. What do you think about that game last night?
It might be Mogul.
If you pop it up, I can read it.
These are like new glasses, and I can't see this print or this shit.
Yeah, Jack Campbell's a monster, man.
It's Mobley.
He is a freak of nature. I'm glad we got him. And then Alex Elizondo was playing lights out for us too. I don't know if I said his last name wrong, but I can tell Andy's laughing. But anyway, he was playing lights out for us too. With him and Jack Campbell together, as long as our linebackers and Aidan Hutchinson, people like that, stay healthy, we're getting Rodriguez back. I mean, we're making strides here. This defense, we should have played better in this game. I don't think that Robinson should have went off on us like he did. We couldn't contain Wendell Robinson if our life depended on it during that game. Jameis Winston was torching us. He threw, 400 and some yards. It's just some little passing up things that we have to do with the secondary, but Terry Arnold being out, doesn't help us neither. I think Terry Arnold would have had some of that stuff that Robinson was getting away with on lock if we had him in that game.
Well, I think if we're going to go down this route right now, we were going to do Statman's player of the game, but just a second. If we're going to go down this route, I feel like our defensive line played horrible. like they weren't getting a lot of pressure that I saw. I don't know. It didn't seem like the same defensive line that we've been used to seeing. I mean, obviously Hutchinson had a sack right at the end of the game to seal it, but that was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
Aidan Hutchinson also set a franchise record for 6 quarterback hits in one game against the Giants. So you can't say they weren't getting there. It's just Winston, he's a Weasley little motherfucker. I tell you what, a big motherfucker, I should say. And he finds a way to weasel out of situations. We had him dead to rights in the backfield on a sack, and he somehow escaped and then took off for a run. You know what I mean? I mean, it happens. Jameis Winston is a gamer. He's a baller. He's a veteran. He knows how to play the game, and he has those games. He has really good games, and he has really bad games.
Dar says, well, it definitely wasn't Barnes after that piss-poor tackle attempt on Winston's touchdown reception. And then Marco said, Anzalone is always flying around out there trying to make an impact on every play. And then Dar said, we got DJ Reed back, and our DBs played worse.
DJ Reed he just came back, but he's been off for a minute. So you got to
I think
expect
what
that.
Dar's saying, it's a
game back.
collective, though. You know what I mean, Statman? Like, it's a collective of all of them. They got beat a lot in the passing game. A lot of big plays.
On a couple of trick plays, too.
Yeah. Well, why don't we do this, Statman? Before we do, I just want to get the timing of your player of the game right now. I want to do Dan Campbell's press conference to see what he had to say.
But man, I'm proud of the guys. I mean, we hung in there. We fought. You felt like the next series was going to be the one that we were going to get the upper hand, and we did. You know, it's not easy to hang in a game like that where there's things that aren't going perfect. But at the end of the day, when we need it most, man, guys showed up. You know, Goff showed up, St. Brown showed up, Hutch showed up, Gibbs showed up, O-line, D-line. Man, our coverage aspect, rocking those guys, getting Reed back. Anyway, it was just, man, it wasn't perfect. There are things to clean up, certainly. Came down to the wire, had to win in overtime, but I'll take that win. It's a good win.
Now, that kind of, I wanted to bring that up now because it kind of flows into what we just were talking about. And Dan Campbell coming out of his mouth, it sounds like that, there were some mistakes, but he felt like the defensive backs were playing well. Statman, did you agree with that? Do you think that they did good?
I think a lot of the yardage they got were from big plays.
Yeah,
big plays. When a lot of people forget, Winston's got a good arm. I think he's one of the few 5,000-yard passers in a single season, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, not many quarterbacks can do that. A lot of people pass up Winston like he's just some like washed up has-been. Guy can play, and he's also a leader of men. He can get players to play for him. He's just got that aura around him. He gets people hyped up. He gets people feeling that energy. And he looks goofy as fuck most of the time, and I'm not even going to lie. Like, he sounds absolutely fucking retarded sometimes in his press conferences. Like, I don't even know what the hell he's saying. But people like the players like it. They love him. Yeah, I mean, the defensive backs played good enough to win the game. Let's just say that. I mean,
Don made a good point. If the Giants kick the field goal on 4th down up by 3, we lose that game.
Yep.
It could have went that way, but they chose not to.
But fortunately, they chose to go for it, and they got stopped by our defense on a big stop on 4th down, and we got the ball back.
He also said they let the Giants put up 600 freaking yards. That's why the defense is to blame, or the whole defense is to blame.
Well, is it the defense's fault that they're put on the field that much, or is it the offense's fault for not producing on the other drives that they didn't produce on? Because the defense gave the offense opportunities to score, and the offense didn't go out and do their job. When a defense is left on the field constantly over and over again, they're going to get worn out. People are going to get tired, and you're going to have big plays, or you're going to have miscues. You're going to have missed assignments. You're going to have missed tackles. You're going to have penalties. That shit happens. So are you just going to blame it on the defense, or the offense has a part in that as well, in my opinion? That's my personal opinion. The offense should have taken advantage of their opportunities when they had them. Like the turnover, for example, we got that interception by Harper. What did we do? We went 3 and out. We didn't do anything with it. We should have scored. That should be points on the board. So there's a lot of points left on the board by our offense that led to our defense's horrific yard total that they allowed in that game.
Yeah, I think that's one of those things where you have to look at it is, you can only you want a defense to go out and be able to lock down the entire game, right? But every once in a while, the Giants were able to get one of those big plays off for a big chunk of yards, and that's just maybe that has to attribute to what you're saying, Statman, of being out there for so much. I mean, looking at the numbers, Jared Goff, 28 for 42. So that means he threw the ball 42 times, and it was only caught 28 times.
Yeah, I mean, the offense had struggles in the beginning of that game. Yeah, in the beginning of that game, the offense had struggles. And just like Statman was saying, the time we got to the end of the game, our defense was worn out. We were missing coverages, stuff like that. Wendell Robinson, we made him look like he was Randy Moss or, Tyreek Hill today, this past Sunday. So that was one of the issues that we had. And, it was from our offensive struggle early on is what affected our secondary and our front line a little bit. But we still came out with the win, and that's all that matters. We've still found a way to win. Despite all that.
I mean, I'm glad that the Lions were able to come back and win it in OT, but I have to kind of disagree a little bit because I don't feel like the Lions should have been down as much as they were in the beginning of that game and not able to. That's like, what is that? Like the second game in a row now that the Lions have kind of been a little lackluster, so to speak. For the key stats, you got Jared Goff, just said 28 for 42, 279 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 INT, and I believe he was sacked 3 times in that game. Rushing yards, Jahmyr Gibbs, 15 carries, 219 yards. Rushing and 2 rushing touchdowns. Then you had team rushing yards, 237 on 20 attempts, 11.9 yards per rush. Receiving, Amon-Ra St. 9 receptions, 149 yards. Then you had Gibbs, 11 receptions for 45 yards and a touchdown. St. Brown also had a touchdown. Khalif Raymond was the second highest with 2 receptions for 37 yards. Jamison Williams, 0 for 0 in that game. So that's basically, the offensive stat breakdown. I think since we're on the offense, Statman, because I think the key to the offense was your player of the game. So let's bring that up, which I'm trying to do right now. There it is.
Everybody knows who it is. It's Sonic, out of the Sonic and Knuckles duo there we got in the backfield. But Jahmyr Gibbs was lights out in that game. You can't give him enough credit. Anytime he touched the ball, it seemed like he was going to take off, for one. And I wanted to touch up on, the whole Giants kind of folding in the fourth quarter. They're used to doing that. They've done it in, I think, 4 games this year, including the Lions, where they've had a nice lead at the end of a game and they give it up. So I think they've been beating themselves up a little bit. Jahmyr Gibbs, I also want to touch on. He had 11 catches, 45 yards, and a touchdown. He had over 200 yards rushing. He's only the second player in NFL history to have over 200 yards rushing and over 10 catches in a single game. And that other player is LaDainian Tomlinson from the Chargers, Hall of Famer. So he's in a nice category right there. He's also only 8 yards away from passing James Stewart in Lions franchise history to be the 10th spot, the 10th most rushing yards in Lions franchise history. That's insane in his third season. Third season. We're talking about third season. It's not even over yet. It's insane. He's also leading the league 6.1 yards per carry. He's third in rushing in the NFL, only behind Jonathan Taylor and James Cook. He's got 951 yards on the year, and he's got 13 touchdowns so far.
And now he's 44 touchdowns. Like I think MCR brought it up. So he's only 3 away from tying the record.
From
And that would be
tying
Barry
or
Sanders.
from beating it.
He's already gotten past everybody else, I believe, on that list.
He is currently tied with Randy Moss right now at 44.
Okay.
Wow.
So, yeah. I need to catch up real quick because we got a lot of people in here and a lot of comments.
Let's see.
Dar says, yeah, I got all excited when we got that pick and offense goes 3 and out. Dar, I was right there with you on that one. Dar said offense needs to stick to being run heavy. This pass heavy play calling isn't cutting it. HGF says Dallas taking y'all's spot. Marco says weird that Jameis was wearing a throwing glove yesterday, but didn't seem to. Jameis was wearing a throwing glove yesterday, but didn't seem to bother him. LOL.
Yeah, Goff has trouble with gloves.
Definitely does. Dar says we should have 40-plus run plays a game. And then Chip Kelly says 70-yard Cray is insane. And we are caught up. Sorry, guys. Just didn't want to get those too far down there, so we were backed up.
Yeah, Gibbs has been a monster, and he's probably going to go down as the greatest running back for the Detroit Lions. Now, if Barry Sanders had played 15, 17 seasons, I don't think Gibbs would be close to him yet. But because Barry only played 9, 10 seasons, but Gibbs is doing almost what Barry did in 3 seasons. So, I mean,
Yeah.
but it's a different team. Barry didn't have the people that Gibbs has blocking for him. Barry had a shit offensive line back then and was still making plays. But, you know, I have to give my hats off to Gibbs. He's very impressive. He's a freaking monster for us, dude. And I see him going down as the greatest running back in Lions history, probably in the next 2 years.
And I'm pretty sure most of the analysts that are draft experts called Lions pick at 12 to get Jahmyr Gibbs in the first round a stretch at best, and said that it was the biggest bust that the Lions could have gotten. I'm pretty sure I heard that out of somebody too. Well, you're fucking wrong, buddy. You're fucking wrong. You shouldn't call yourself an expert.
Exactly.
It still brings me back to the season where we saw Gibbs all of a sudden just break out. I think you know what I'm talking about, Statman. You probably remember the game where all of a sudden Gibbs just went into the Gibbs that we know now. It's like as soon as he figured it out, as soon as he figured it out in his head, he was just it was off to the races for Gibbs. He gets the ball. And like so many people have been saying on social media, NFL analysts, things like that, Jahmyr Gibbs gets the ball, the other team gets just fear because they have no idea what he's going to do. Most of the time, he goes through that hole so fast they don't even see him before he's past him. But I don't know if Mikey B is watching, Statman, but he made a comment to me actually on Facebook. I shared a video of Jahmyr Gibbs' overtime run. And towards the end of that run, you can see the defenders right there. It looks like he can make the tackle, but Gibbs just kind of runs past him. And Mikey B, being who he is like, why didn't he try to tackle him there? I think the angle makes it look like he was closer than what he was. But in all reality, that last tackler, I don't think was anywhere able to try to stop Jahmyr Gibbs on that run. I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, Gibbs runs his heart out, man. He runs like police chasing him every day. running like he stole something, man. And he'll run you over too. That's what's good about Gibbs. He's speed and power. Like that's what makes defenses hard to strategize for him. He's more than just a one-dimensional back that can only run up the middle. This guy, he can do outside, inside, catch passes. As we've seen, he had 10, 11 catches in that game. So
that one catch. Oh my God! Did you see that one catch where he reached out and caught it with his fingertips?
Yeah.
On the run, that was insane.
And then had the ability to turn and then stretch the ball out right over the goal line before he went out of bounds.
Yeah, it was crazy.
There's only one Barry Sanders, but I tell you right now, I bet even Barry Sanders is looking at Jahmyr Gibbs like, holy shit, like this kid's got it. Like, I seen a post today that said that Jahmyr Gibbs is going to have a lot of money coming his way. And we've seen the Lions, what they've been doing with the other players. I think they have to do the same thing with Jahmyr Gibbs. Keep that guy long term.
He's going into his last year of his rookie contract next year. Yeah. That's usually contract extension time. So,
watch out for next year. Watch out for Jahmyr Gibbs to get a huge contract extension. I believe it's coming for him. That guy, I mean, hands down, he is just amazing to watch for me. I just love him. Love him.
Absolutely.
No more comments to catch up on, so that's all right. But while we're here at a quick pause, I will say to everybody that's been in here watching, thank you so much for hanging out, throwing your comments in. We are currently at 343 subscribers on that march to 500. So if you have not yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and like and share with all your friends out there. We also do an NFL show every week as well. And we do a pick'em show where we make our picks for the upcoming games. That'll be tomorrow night for our pick'em show. We have an awesome trivia games called the 10 Play Drive, where you can come on as a contestant and try to beat my panel for your chance to win up to $100. If you want to check that out and you want to play, head over to We Are Lions Nation on Facebook or wearelionsnation@gmail.com. Shoot us an email. Let us know you're interested. Marco, who's down here in the comments, was our last contestant and had a blast doing it. Marco said Javid Best was a stud for y'all too.
Yeah, too bad for his concussions, man.
Didn't he go out with turf? Wasn't it turf toe that took him out?
Short-lived. He was a beast at West Virginia, and he was a beast for us when we got him, you know. But yeah,
injuries got the best.
Yeah. But one of the things that's surprising me this year is the Lions are almost ignoring. They're almost ignoring Jameis Williams, and they're ignoring Tesla. They're not using them as much as they should. Like Jamison Williams, how do you just ignore a player like that? Like we have to use him more than what we've been. And to see this past game on this Sunday, as Andy pointed out, he had nothing. Nothing. There should not be one game where Jamison Williams has no stats, in my opinion.
Was he targeted? I think he was.
I think there was like 3 passes thrown his way that he didn't get. One popped out because of a hit, I think, and then something else happened. There was like 2. I think he had like 3 targets towards his way, but nothing came of it. So
yeah, he had 3 targets. He had 3 targets.
That was from the contact. Yep.
No, he didn't get contact. He literally, the guy jumped in front of him and it scared him. He had it right in his hands and went to run with the ball and it went right out of bounds.
Oh, okay.
So just some team stats for the game. Total yards, 494. Total plays, 65. Yards per play, 7.6. Time possession, 28-30. Lions had first downs. They had 23. Third down efficiency, 5 for 12. Fourth down efficiency, 0 for 0. No attempts on fourth down, according to that. Is that right? Did I get that right? It doesn't make sense. Yeah, 0 for 0. How about that? I just want to make sure that I had that in there right. Passing yards, 257 yards per pass attempt. It says minus 5.7, which that. And then 3 sacks on Jared Goff for that game.
I think Dan Campbell learned from the 4th down thing against the Eagles when we did so horribly on 4th down against them, kept going for it. I think he realized that we could have probably won that game if we would have just punted the ball and played field position. So I think he was just trying to play it smart.
We can't not mention some of the defenders out there. Amik Robertson had 7 tackles, 1 forced fumble. Harper had 5 tackles, 1 interception, and Jack Campbell had 5 tackles. Hutchinson 4 tackles and the sack that sealed the game. So those are just, we did have a couple takeaways, turnovers in that game.
And 6 quarterback hits by Hutchinson.
Yeah. Dar says we need a left guard. Who is that? Rutledge? Is that who that is?
Ratledge is the right guard. Left guard was Awasika.
Oh, yeah.
No, I only brought him up because I seen a lot of people saying today, probably, I don't know, bandwagon fans or whatnot, saying that he needs to go. I don't agree with that. Do you?
Ratledge is a rookie, and I say he's playing really fucking good for being a first-year offensive lineman in the league, going against the caliber players he's been playing against. I mean, his toughest contest was last week against the Eagles. Them two, that tandem in the middle they got on defensive line is beastly. So he handled his own against them. If he can handle his own against them two guys, he can handle his own against anybody in the league. So I have my faith in Ratledge.
Yeah, I did not agree with those comments, not in the slightest. The one thing I want to bring up to both of you, Statman, if you want to go first, we see when Dan Campbell took over the play calling, it was like night and day, right? It was like a night and day difference.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still seeing that now? Because it doesn't seem like the last 2 games that it was so fluent.
I think the last 2 games, it came down to more personnel and players not executing.
Okay.
You can't put it all on the coach. The coach is going to call the play. Every play is drawn up to fucking work. Like, bottom line, every play they run in practice, every play they run in the game, it's made to work. They tweak it out. They do everything they need to before the game and game prep and everything. They know these plays like the back of their hand, or they should. But then you see miscues by receivers running wrong routes, or players not getting lined up properly, or guys jumping off when they know that they're doing a hard count. You get offensive linemen running too far downfield on a screenplay that would have been a big play for us. That kind of shit can't happen. You're a professional player. This is your job. You get paid millions of dollars to do your job. Bottom line, 11 players on either offense or defensive side of the ball has a job to do. If one of those players doesn't do their job properly, it could throw the entire play off, and it looks like the coach called a shitty play. No, the coach called a great play for that spot in the game most of the time. I can't say it's not all the time, but most of the time. The players have to execute. They have to do their jobs. They have to make sure their blocks are picked up. They got to make sure they're doing their motions correctly. They got to make sure they're running the right routes. They got to make sure they're not running in the same area when the quarterback's trying to throw it to them. You got to do all that. There's a lot into it. So I don't think that you can pin it on Dan Campbell and say that his play calling's bad, or even John Morton's play calling was bad. I think John Morton has a great offensive mind. He's been in the league a long time. John Gruden even said the same thing, and John Gruden is one of the greatest offensive minds of all time in NFL history, I think. That's my personal opinion. But I think they just need to stick to it. They need to stick to their game plans, and then these players just need to execute. I mean, if you look at the Eagles game last week, how many drop passes did Amon-Ra St. Brown have? A lot.
Quite a few.
He had a few in this last game, too. When you have players of their caliber, of St. Brown's caliber, guys that are usually sure-handed, and they drop a ball on 3rd and 8, and he's right there at the marker to get the first down, that kills you. Or he misses the ball, it tips up in the air, and it gets intercepted when you're in Giants territory. That shit kills you. You have to execute. That's the bottom line. The coach can only call the plays, draw up the plays, show the players how to run the play. Players have to go out there and do it.
Statman, if you want to grab this comment.
Awasika looked good when he was next to Ragnow and Decker, but with Ragnow gone, he looks a lot weaker.
Agree or disagree?
I agree.
Glasgow's the guy that's calling, adjustments on the offensive line of scrimmage. So he's the one that's supposed to tell guys where to go, or if he sees a blitz coming in, things like that. He's the one that's supposed to be directing everything on the offensive line. So, yeah, Glasgow, this is his first full year playing center. A lot of people said the same thing about Ragnow when we drafted him. They said, oh, we wasted a pick on this guy. He's no good. Should have went with somebody else, or we missed Dominic Raiola. But look at what Ragnow turned into. Glasgow's going to get it down. He will get it down. He's a great player. He's a footballer. He loves the game of football, and everybody loves him that's on that offensive line. They're gonna end up molding, and when they finally mold together that offensive line, you're gonna see one of the top 5 offensive lines in the NFL. I guarantee you that, especially under the coaching of Hank Fraley.
Yeah, I agree, and and I agree with everything that you said. It's like a team chemistry thing, but our whole offensive line has been banged up. It's not the coach's fault. We've had to have other players come in, step up for our starters that are injured, and they're still doing a hell of a job, even though they're not the starting guys. They're supposed to be in there. We've lost a couple linemen. Mahogany's one. That was a huge hit for us. We still got players like Graham Glasgow, Sewell, stuff like that, guys that are going to hold that line for us. But, that's where we're lacking that chemistry, is because of the injuries that we suffered on that offensive line. And we just need better conditioning. Maybe they need a better conditioning coach, because a lot of these injuries I see, like 4 guys have a knee injury, 3 guys back injury. It's like a repetitive, like how are 4 different people getting the same knee injury? Like it just comes down to conditioning, and that's what's hurting our team chemistry, with the banged up offensive line. But we still find ways, we still play hard, and we still find ways to win games, as you've seen this Sunday. It's a game that we shouldn't even been down in. We should have dominated them in our home, but it is what it is. It got to overtime, and hey, we pulled it out. And go ahead. I was just going to touch on something real quick, and to what Statman was saying, going for 4th downs like we did with the Eagles costed us a game. Same thing with the Chiefs game. That there was 4th downs that helped us in that game, but then there was that 4th down that cost us the game. So, if you look at the Chiefs and Eagles game, maybe it's not best to always gamble on that 4th down. Punt the ball away. Let them fight our defense and move that ball down the field. But go ahead.
No, I do agree with you, MCR, on that. It's cool every once in a while in a certain situation, go for it. Why not? But I think in that aspect, in that game, where if we would have went for it and turned it over on downs, that could have cost us the game there. So Dan Campbell not going for it on 4th down during that game was super smart. Dar says, let's just pray they get it together before Thursday. Green Bay defense destroyed us, and I don't want to watch that again.
Yeah, none of us do. That's for sure.
We need to take
talk for the pregame show, okay?
We need to take a quick glance at the updated NFC North standings. It's the same. Bears are still on top at 8-3. Packers are second, 7-3-1. Lions third, 7-4, and the Vikings are dead last at 4-7. So still very competitive. in the NFC North. Statman, on that note, a look ahead. Green Bay, Detroit.
We got 3 divisional games left for the year. We got rematch with Green Bay this Thursday on Thanksgiving, and we're going to be hungry that game. We got a rematch with the Vikings, and then we got a match in Chicago at the end of the year against the Bears. What worries me the most out of all 3 of those games is the last game of the year against Chicago, in the cold weather, Jared Goff playing with his gloves. That is what scares me, okay?
What's funny about that is that all the teams we're playing, I believe we have the Rams to play still. That's what you're worried about the most is Jared Goff putting those stupid ass gloves back on again.
Yeah, I see us beating every other team. But I see us struggling against the Bears for some reason.
The Rams. I don't see us beating the
No,
Rams.
we're going to smoke the Rams in the Rams' house.
Oh,
I'm calling it right now. It's going to be 42-20.
We'll see.
Jared Goff wants payback on his old home field because this will be the first time he went back to L.A. to play the Rams, and he wants to show off. Mark my words, man. He's going to be ready to go.
Yep.
Mark my words today.
I want to get to these last 3 comments. Dar said, I think MCDC is losing confidence in the offense, and it shows with the lack of 4th down attempts. It's either that or, I don't know, he just didn't want to take a chance in that game being like it was. A quick shout out to Bates as well for that amazing field goal, too.
Oh, God, that was hilarious. The Giants players' reactions, they were running to the sideline like he missed it, and it goes, whoop, nope.
It surprised everybody, even the coach. The look
American Flag 32 says, new look Cowboys, ?
Yeah, the Cowboys looking pretty damn good, but this is the question that's always brought up. Did the Cowboys win the game or did the Eagles lose the game? I think it's a mixture of both. The Cowboys have a great offense, probably one of the top offenses in the NFL as far as talent. CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Javonte Williams, Dak Prescott throwing it to him. Then you got Ferguson at tight end. They got a hell of an offensive line. They've always had a good offensive line. And I don't know. I mean, I honestly don't know how the hell they lose as many games as they do every year or how they tied the Green Bay Packers. They should have won that game. But their defense is what their problem is. Yeah, they added a new piece to their defensive line, but does that solve all of your problems? I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see.
Another new commenter, Mac, says, Gibbs saved my fantasy playoff hopes.
Hey, me too, man. Hopefully, because I got Gibbs on my team. He put up 64.4 in my league. Insane. Never seen anybody put up that many points in a single week. Saved me this week, hopefully. Going against my brother Dane, and he's got Christian McCaffrey left, and he's down 30 to me. So, fingers crossed McCaffrey doesn't go off on his old team tonight.
And on that side note, I am disappointed. Hey, yeah. I came from 77 points all the way up to like 3 points within the 3 points. But Max says Rams are the most dangerous team in the NFC.
Oh, they are. They are.
And then he also said, I'm AFC, so North Ravens for life.
But don't forget,
fan, all right.
Don't forget, we lost to the Vikings. JJ McCarthy and the Vikings. We lost to them. A game we shouldn't have lost, but we lost. We have to get redemption.
Mental errors.
Minnesota.
Mental errors is what lost us that game. Yep. Not talent. We got more talent than the Rams have, honestly, if you ask me, in my opinion. We have more talent on our team. We match up with them perfectly. Good luck, Matthew Stafford, because Aidan Hutchinson is going to be going after you 24/7, and you're going to be back there scared, running around the pocket looking like you don't know what the fuck you're doing, okay? I love you, Stafford. I do. I really do love you, Stafford. I love you.
Yeah.
Last thing
So-
before we get off of here, I don't want to leave American flag hanging. He said Brennan Williams could have been the momentum swing that we needed. I think he's referring to Dallas.
Yeah, Quinnen Williams. Yeah,
He's-
that's a huge add-on your defensive line. That dude's a freaking monster. He's just been stuck on the New York Jets that suck.
I did
same
read
with
that.
Sauce
Correct. I just so
Gardner.
everybody knows.
He meant to say Quinnen Williams.
Yeah, I know. I just
do
read it.
that
I'm just saying I
self-correct
read that
shit.
one correct, Dar. I read it correct, Dar. God. Hey, that's it. As we look ahead, we will be back live for you guys tomorrow night where we recap our picks and we make our new picks for week 13. We'll have all that. Gonna be fun. And then we'll be back on Thursday, Thanksgiving, right before the game. So join us then. It's gonna be awesome. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so by clicking that subscribe button. Come hang out with us when we're on live. Throw your comments in. We had a blast tonight commenting. We hit 2 more subscribers tonight, so thank you to the new subscribers. We appreciate you. On behalf of myself, the one and only Statman, and MCR, everybody have a good night.
One pride.